Hey, Tim Sykes here. I got a really cool video lesson because I want you to be prepared for Monday. I'm actually filming this on, I don't even know what time zone I'm in anymore. I'm in the Maldives right now, but I'm filming this Saturday night if you're on the East Coast. And filming it right now because it takes a little while when you're in the Maldives to upload long ass videos. The last one took like 12 hours to upload. We'll see how long this one takes. So I sound like I'm dying only because here it's about 6 a.m. So I woke up early to do this video. But even if I'm in paradise, I'm still teaching. I just posted this video actually of this villa that I'm in right now. Check this out. Will this video even play? I don't know. We've got a water slide.
Hey, Tim Sykes here, millionaire mentor and trader here in the Maldives.
Okay. Anyways, that's my water slide. It's not. You can see how video doesn't really even play here. Um, are you really not going to play? There's my fiance.
I'm gonna go down this water view, and this is our master bedroom. Oh man, I just get inspired by views like this. You know, this is just beautiful luxury. And
All right, enough of that. That's the villa that I'm in. You can see how slow the video is, but we have more important things to talk about than my little summer trip. Because I do want to teach you. So here was Tops TOPS. This was one of the biggest winners last week. You can see here, this was Friday. It closed in the mid twos, but after hours, it was from the mid twos to the fours. And what happened on Monday, I was flying to the Maldives. I've been here about a week so far, and this thing spiked from 4 to 7, all in the first, I want to say like hour of the trading day. This is Stocks to Trade software, by the way. I'm using it. It's working very well. Finally, we got the bug fix where I can record videos using Stocks to Trade, thank God. So, long story short, Tops was a huge winner, and it's a low float earnings play. And I really want you to understand that these low floaters are the hottest stocks in the market right now. You know, in the past, we've seen billionaire plays where, you know, billionaires invest in penny stocks. We've seen marijuana stocks spike. We've seen Homeland Security. We've seen police equipment stocks spike. We've seen Ebola stock spike. Far and away, the number one pattern right now is low float runners, where they can just go up insane amounts. And for me, you know, it's kind of tough to chase or even buy these low float stocks because they're all junk. So it's kind of tough, but you do have to respect the pattern and you have to respect the price action. So this was Tops. The reason why it spiked this much, you know, it was fading before, but this is an earnings win, okay? This is what I also love buying. So when you have an earnings win where it's not necessarily great earnings, it's just a great reaction to earnings. So whatever the company said or the CEO said, the stock is reacting. So to me, that's an earnings winner. I know some people have different definitions. They're like, you want to see, you know, 30% annual earnings increase. I don't care about the numbers. I care about the reaction. And so when you get a low float earnings winner, I mean, that's the hottest pattern with the best catalyst in my mind. And I totally missed Tops because I knew that I was flying all day. It took roughly 24 hours to get to the Maldives. And I knew that I wasn't going to be there for the day. So I wasn't even really looking to trade on a Friday afternoon. Although in my watch list last Monday or last Sunday night, I specifically said Tops is my number one potential stock to watch tomorrow since it has gone supernova recently and spiked after hours Friday on news of their latest earnings report. These companies are so low price, low float, they can spike huge and quick. Be careful chasing though, as they do have a tendency to fail quick, as DELT, TSRI, MDGS longs learned the past few days. And I made a whole video lesson on Tops, and I said that, you know, this thing could spike to the 5s, 6s, or 7s, and I wouldn't be around to do anything about it. But I wanted you guys prepared. So this was last week, and it worked out well. I mean, I landed and I saw that it closed in the 6s, and you know, my students made like 500,000 plus that day. It was incredible. You could have even bought in it Monday pre-market here in the 4s before it really spiked to 7. But so many people made 50 cents to $1 a share. This week's play, I think, is ISNS, which has been spiking. You know, they reported earnings on Friday, and it immediately spiked. You can see here on Stocks to Trade exactly when it spiked. And it spiked from basically the mid 2s to 4. So same exact kind of run up as tops, like eerily similar. And I didn't see it because, again, I'm flying on Monday. I'm actually flying to Singapore this time. I won't be gone for the entire market Monday, but I will be gone at the market open. You know, I don't schedule my flights around like the market. Like I don't know when there's going to be a great play, but I try to react when I see a great play. And because I know that I'm not going to be there at the market open, it's tough for me to trade. So I wasn't looking for a trade on Friday to have over the weekend, but I can't help it when there's such a perfect setup. I gotta give props to my student Carrie though. She's a trading challenge student, and you know, that was what alerted me to this because I wasn't even looking for a trade over the weekend. But when you have this low flow earnings winner type pattern, and we saw what tops did going to the sevens. You know, I can't help but try to alert you guys and get involved. And so I bought 2,000 shares at 4ish. It had already spiked, mind you, in here from 2.5 to 4. So I don't want to try and predict earnings winners. I don't want to try and predict earnings in any way because a lot of the earnings plays that you think are going to do great, they don't do great. But it had already spiked and it was basing here at 380-ish, 4ish when I bought, and now it's at 475. So we already have a nice run up, probably just because this is so similar to tops, and you know, people remember that kind of stuff. I mean, my challenge student Carrie, who emailed me about this, being like, wait a minute, do I see like a duplicate pattern here? And you know, you have that kind of memory of what patterns are working and what stocks are working. You don't know 100%. You know, I if you look at my watch list last Sunday, I mean, I didn't say tops was definitely going to spike. I said that tops is a new potential earnings winner that can run, and it's a shame I'll be flying all day. It could go supernova or it could get stuffed. Watch the volume. So you never know 100%. I know a lot of you guys want that, but that doesn't exist. All you can try and do is guess and focus on patterns that seem to work. So with ISNS, when I'm buying it at 4, I'm not just buying it randomly from, you know, 250 to 4. I mean, it's already jumped pretty huge. I'm kind of scared that I'm chasing. But let me just show you a multi-year chart, because this chart is, I think, actually a little better than tops. This is a 6-month chart. The top here was 3. Let me go to 1 year. And here you can see when it really fell off a cliff, it was 375. So when they reported earnings, it was already basing at 380, 394-ish when I bought. So it was already breaking out past 2015, late 2015 highs, and it was at 4. I don't know how far it's going to go. You never know. You know, this, again, very well could get stuffed. I don't want you to think that I'm like pumping it, being like, oh my God, ISNS is amazing. Well, I mean, they have the good reaction to earnings. They do have the low float, and they have gone supernova in the past. I was actually shorting it in here in the 8s because they make video security type equipment, and you know, it might be considered for like police equipment and homeland security, although that's a stretch. I mean, they make video security products, but it's like to track people who are speeding on the highway. So it's not exactly your typical homeland security. It's still, you know, security, but it's a stretch. So I actually shorted it and banked, shorting in the 8s and covering in the 7s here. But you got to remember stocks that go supernova in the past. So this stock now has earnings. It is now a breakout above 380. That was my risk. When I'm buying it at 4, I'm always thinking about the risk, because remember, it's up from 250 to 4. So, I mean, I'm buying the stock after it's already up huge. Most people think that I'm insane for buying a stock up so huge, but because I'll be flying Monday morning, I won't be around pre-market to really get a good feel for it. I won't be around at the market open to get a good feel for it. So I had to make a kind of split decision based on my own travel schedule. And in my upcoming Trader Checklist DVD, you will see how to try and manage your personal schedule with trading, but you always have to consider that. I don't bring up my crazy life and crazy travel schedule just for the fun of it, to like brag, like, oh, I'm flying on Monday. I wish I wasn't. I wish I could, you know, just be there pre-market like everybody else. And if it really starts uptrending pre-market, then I would probably buy it. But because of my travel schedule, I had to be a little early. And because of the similarity, really, of TOPS and ISNS, and because ISNS has gone supernova, it really wasn't that hard of a call for me to buy. I only bought 2,000 shares, so this is an $8,000 position. Remember, my account is nearly 80,000 now, so this is roughly 10% of my account, and it's already hit my goals. You know, I thought that it could go up 50 to 75 cents a share. It's already gone up 75 cents. I didn't sell a share because, you know, when it's uptrending after hours on a Friday, that means that it could really go supernova on Monday. And if TOPS is any indication, this could go to the 5s, 6s, or 7s, or maybe even more. I mean, they're so low float. So my risk is I could be wrong. And this totally could get stuffed, ISNS, and my buy at 4, you know, it's a multi-year breakout above 380, so I'm risking losing 20 cents. Like if it fails to hold 380, it very well could come down. But I do think that it could go up another $1 or even $2 a share. And, you know, there is an outside chance that it can catch, you know, true fire and go true supernova to like the double digits. I don't think that's going to happen, but it is always a possibility, especially in this market. Here's SAEX. This was another low float earnings winner, and this one went from 10 up to 40 in one morning, and then it actually went to the 60s before coming down. So we are in an insane market where, you know, normally I'm a short seller, but I gotta respect this kind of price action, and I gotta try and piggyback it the best I can, taking small positions, recognizing that I could be wrong, not trying to like be like, oh, this has to go up, oh my god, this is amazing. You never know. But here is, I wanted to go over one thing with the TOPS news, because I know some of you guys have questions about how to spot earnings winners. You know, TOPS reported earnings right here on July 29th, Friday afternoon, after the close. And normally companies that report earnings after the close on a Friday are trying to hide something because they're not good. And this isn't exactly a great report. You know, you can see here, we scroll down. I mean, the revenues have gone up. That's nice, from 4 to 11 million for 6 months. But and their net income has dropped, so they got a little profitable. But there's also many more shares, so they've diluted their shares, and they don't have much cash. I mean, they only have 500,000 cash left. They've spent like 2 million in the past 6 months, so not exactly a huge or great earnings report. But what they did say, and I think this matters, as our new building program successfully draws to an end and our vessels are deployed to their profitable time charters, we are increasingly optimistic about our earnings and cash flow generation capacity in the near and midterm. So that is a very positive statement, even though the earnings report isn't all that great. And again, because it's a low float, you know, the volume, it's insane. When there's enough demand, it's tough to hold the price down because there's so many buyers and there's just not physically able that many sellers. So with ISNS, they reported earnings, the same thing, on a Friday afternoon after the close. Not usually a good sign. Unlike TOPS, their revenue was not up that much. I mean, sales only increased 6%, but they do have, you know, some net income, which was an 82% increase. But again, here was what I think is a good sign as to why I think it was spiking before I bought and why it continues spiking after I bought. And the CEO said, while we continue to be impacted by the timing of blah, 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 we are pleased to see our second quarter product sales and product sales margins increase year over year due to the market adoption and quality of the SX 300 radar product. Royalties related decline over year. We're working hard to improve our video products, blah, 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 which includes finalizing the release of our next generation video detection product in the upcoming quarter. So they have a new product coming out. Wall Street loves new products. If you follow the Canceling investing world, you know, new products is the N in Canceling. If you follow my new 7-step indicators in the Trader Checklist DVD, I bring up new products. So when you have a company that's small and that is, you know, showing some signs of growth, showing some signs of kicking, you know, They say, look at this. We are in the preliminary stage of a business transformation and new technology innovation. We're also evaluating further alternatives to enhance our credit and liquidity position. So they're looking to raise money. When companies are looking to raise money, they're going to basically pump their own stock with as much positive stuff as possible so that they can get the stock up, so that they can raise money at inflated prices. That's the way the small cap game works. So you know that it's in their own best interest, and they know it, if you read this stuff carefully, that they want to get their stock price up. So they're going to issue press releases. They're going to talk about this new upcoming product. They're going to do whatever they can to get their stock up so they can raise money and then maybe actually, survive. But the two earnings reports are too similar for me to ignore. I really don't like trading when I'm flying. It's nerve-wracking. And then I'm kind of like in a bad mood, like going through customs, because I'm flying internationally. So I'm like trying to rush it, and it's just not a good thing. But at the same time, I can't ignore the similarity of TOPS and ISNS and this price action and this pattern, and how ISNS actually has gone, better supernova than TOPS in the past. So ISNS also, again, the volume is so light. I hate trading stocks like this. I mean, it traded 200,000 plus shares after hours on Friday. So, it only has like 1 million shares out there. TOPS only has 890,000 shares in the float. So both these companies are very low float, and they trade, pretty damn much given how low float they are, given the shares. So it's a pretty simple equation. When there is big demand for a stock, no matter what the cause, in this case, they both have earnings after hours on a Friday, and when there is not that many sellers, because there's unable to be that many sellers because it's such a small company, the odds shift and they favor the stock spiking. So I don't know how far ISNS can go. It would be the best surprise of my life to land and see it go to like $10 a share. I would say the odds of that happening, maybe under 5%. I don't think there's a great chance that it's going to go full on supernova, but like TOPS, I do think it can go to the 5s or the 6s. And that's fantastic. If it goes to 6, I make 50% on my money over the weekend. But the volume will be telling pre-market and more, especially at the market open. TOPS was uptrending a little bit when it spiked pre-market in here from the mid 4s to the high 4s, but right at the market open, that's when it really spiked from the 4s to the 6s and the 7s, because the volume was huge. So I'm making this video because I am not going to be there. I'm not going to be around at the market open on Monday. It sucks. It's bad timing. Again, I wish I could change my schedule, but I can't. So I want you to be prepared. I want you looking to see what's going to happen. TOPS went from 4 to 7 successfully, but it also had huge volume. ISNS has already gone to the 4s. The question is, there's also some resistance right here at 5-ish. So the question is, can it get past this resistance from August, and then it has a chance to really go full supernova? I don't know. I really don't know. You're gonna have to wait and see. You're gonna have to see what the volume is. You're gonna have to see what the market is like on Monday at the open. I wish I could be there for you guys and commenting in real time, but I can't. So I have a position. I judge the risk reward. I tried to take a very small speculative position. I'm trying to stay rational about this, but at the same time, I had to take advantage of this pattern. I can't. I feel guilty missing TOPS, and then if I'm missing ISNS, then it's just like ugh. So I'm kind of in this selfishly too, just because it's like my revenge trade for TOPS, which is never a good thing. You should never feel guilty about missing a play, but when you have a second chance, I feel like this might be it. And I could totally be wrong. This could totally just get stuffed, in the 4s, or, maybe even in the 3s. And by the time I land, I'll have a loss. So I am risking this. I don't encourage you to trade this risky, like trading blind when you're flying, or trading blind when you don't have Wi-Fi or good Wi-Fi. So it is a risk, but I accept the risk. I've had a good year already, and this is a hot pattern, so we will see. But I want you watching ISNS pre-market Monday. If it's uptrending, if it's breaking 5, that would be a great sign. Or if it gets stuffed, accept that it might fail and that it might not go supernova. So we'll see on Monday. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and I hope this doesn't take 12 hours to upload. We'll see how long it takes, but I want you prepared. You have no excuse not to be prepared. I made a video last Sunday for TOPS, and everyone was prepared. I want you prepared this Monday for ISNS. Thank you.